What's going on, people? I haven't went live on my YouTube channel in a long time, but that's right, CP3 live at FedEx Field, Week 3, Washington Commanders versus Philadelphia Eagles, first division matchup of the season for both teams. So it's going to be an interesting game, especially after last week's ugly loss to the Detroit Lions. They only played half a game. They got to come out and play 4 quarters of solid football against this team. They have the best running game in the NFL, averaging 190 yards a game. This team has given up almost 5 yards a carry. The last 2 weeks, they've given up over 120 yards a game in the running game. So if they don't come out here with their A game today, it's going to get ugly fast. With Jalen Hurts, the X factor at the quarterback position, we've seen the last 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks. Week 1 against Detroit, they pressured him, tried to, rush him, make him make that bad decisions. He beat him for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns and won the game 38-35. Last week against Minnesota, we saw they tried to play zone and make him beat him with his arm, and he did. Jack Del Rio hopefully had a good practice this week. They fixed some of these communication issues that we saw last week with the 6 explosive plays that Detroit had that helped them win the game. They put them over the top. Can't afford to have that happen. We know how explosive this Philly offense can be. So defensively, Jack Del Rio, hopefully he has these boys ready. Had a good week of practice, and they've worked out some of those communication issues that we saw last week. We still got some flux on the defensive line, the defensive tackle position. They called up a couple of practice squad players. Hopefully we won't run into the issue we had last week with depth and Allen and Payne having to play more snaps because of injuries and not having, enough quality backups on the active roster. Hopefully they have that remedy this week. The inactive list will be out in a few hours. It's early, about to get into the building shortly, waiting on my peoples to get here so we can get the access. Definitely going to try to go live again. But Commanders definitely have something to prove this game. They need to come out fast and early. Can't afford to wait till the second half to get going like we saw last week. Can't spot a team 22-0 and think you're going to be able to come back and win, and also have 2 turnovers on top of that. Week before against Jacksonville, they had 3 turnovers and were able to overcome that. But you can't do that every week, week in, week out. We need a whole 60 minutes of football, no lulls, no lapses, no late starts, and this team has to be effective to win this game today. I'm already in the building, in the parking lot, about to get in the building, but as you can see, you got folks already out here tailgating, getting ready. I'm in the purple lot up close, but as you see, we already got fans out here tailgating. Got the grills fired up, you got drinks being poured. So it's a beautiful day for football. It's a little overcast, but it's in the 60s. Rain forecasted towards the end of the game, but we're not going to let that have no effect on this beautiful day of football. I'm going to go ahead and get into my keys of victory real quick for this team to, right now, upset the Eagles, because I believe the Eagles are our favorite. And remember, 2-1 with the Giants leading the division at 2-0. We gotta win this game today. This is sorry to say, in week 3 it's a must win, but yeah, this team cannot afford to go 1-2 in the first 3 games. Got to start out strong and get the momentum going back in the right direction. All right, keys to victory. Number 1, as I've already stated, offense and defense has to come out fast and early. Can't afford no second half starts. Can't afford miscommunications to start the game. Like we saw at Detroit, the first series, 3 and out, got the sack, got them off the field, and after that, everything went to hell. We need consistency. We need them to come out fast. And the offense, last week, I don't know what y'all was doing at the beginning of the game, but y'all definitely wasn't playing football. So offense and defense has to come out early and come out starting fast. Number 2, offensively, Scott Turner. Got to get that playbook together. You got to get them game play calls together. Last week, it took you too long to make adjustments. When they send in pressure like they were, you go to the quick passing game. Go to the screen game. Last week, the first week against Jacksonville, first play of the game, you called a tight end screen, which we always clown, but it gained 20-something yards. Didn't see one tight end screen So a couple of screens attempted later in the game, but in the first half, first quarter, when Detroit was getting all that pressure and the crowd was behind them, use that aggressive nature against them. Same thing with Philly. If they come out there blitzing and being aggressive, use that against them. Throw the screens, throw the quick slants. Give your players a chance to win. Put them in space. Give them the ball. We saw what they can do when they get people in space. Number 3, Jack Del Rio. We need more creativity on defense. We need you to make adjustments earlier in the game. And with this offense we're going up against today, you're going to need to be on your A game. So I really can't go into detail because it's too much to go into detail about, but Jack Del Rio hopefully has a bounce-back game plan-wise and play-calling-wise, because last week he just got out-coached in every aspect and every way he tried to make adjustments. Detroit found a way to get around it in the first half. Second half he got better, but still wasn't enough because they had the momentum, but then they gave up a 50-yard end around because the defensive end didn't stay home. Got to be disciplined. That goes into my number 4. Defense has to be gap disciplined and stay sound. Jalen Hurts will kill them if they abandon their rush lanes and their gap assignments. We saw in week 1 against Trevor Lawrence, they did a great job at keeping him in the pocket. So I have some confidence that they'll be able to do that. Staying disciplined, staying in their gap lanes, and like Coach broke down 2 weeks ago, when the defensive line is working together, they see if somebody gets upfield rush, stay, you don't get that upfield rush too, because then by you going upfield, that's leaving it open for the quarterback to run right through where you just vacated. So got to stay gap sound, gap discipline, stay in your rush lanes, and keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket. I would rather him beat us with his arm than beat us with his arm and his legs. Got to take one of them away. Number 5, special teams. We need a play. Last week, y'all didn't look too good. This week, we need a play. Field position change, touchdown, a block punt, block field goal, something. We need something from the special teams to help put this team in a position to win and gain them some yards on the possession to get them quick, fast, early scores. And then I got to go and throw a number 6, go back to Scott Turner offense. Run the damn ball. Last 2 weeks, Gibson had 28 carries total. Best game he had last year, he had 25, 26 carries for over 140 yards. Get that man the ball. And on that note, I'm about to get out of here, about to get up in here shortly. And I'm going to try to get some more footage, try to go live some more. Stay tuned, I'm about to charge up. CP3, live from FedEx Field, Week 3, Commanders versus Eagles, Sports on the Hill podcast, DC Sports Other Politics. It's not just a catchphrase, it's not just a motto, it's what we do. CP3, and I'm out.